Yo, what's up guys? We're back for Mayonaka chapter 79. This chapter focused on the promotional exam that Nene, Shinobu, and Yamabuki took. And yeah, we basically just go through the chapter and we just watch them perform their little promotional exam. And yeah, we also get the aftermath of it. We start off the chapter with Yamabuki just giving the two girls a lecture and just a little rundown on how the promotional exam's gonna go. So basically, they just read off the script that they were given a few days prior, and the results will come in the mail a few days after the exam. For like the specifics of the exam, we kind of already had a rundown of how it was gonna work and whatever, but you know, it's nice to have a little refresher. And basically we just jump straight into the exam period, right? And then one thing is that all three of them, they're in different test sites, right? So none of them can see each other, which kind of not raises the stakes, but makes at least Shinobu and Nene more nervous for passing the exam. So during this time, Shinobu's just sitting there, waiting for her turn. She's getting all nervous, all squeamish a little bit. And even though she's confident in her abilities because she's practiced a lot and Yamabuki helped her, she just can't shake that feeling of uneasiness. And during this time, Nene's also like, will Shinobu be okay, bro? Because even though Nene saw Shinobu do like pretty well during like right after the date with Yamabuki, she still knows that Shinobu, like, you know, tends to fold under pressure, right? Worrying for a friend is always good, right? Also Yamabuki, who's worrying as well. And for a good reason, right? We cut to Shinobu and she is freaking out. She's not having it right now. She is completely scared. To me, at least, Shinobu in the series feels like more of a not so self-confident character. And through the past like few chapters that we've gotten with her, we've gotten to see more of her personality and her like starting to develop more confidence in herself. Through Yamabuki, of course, but nonetheless, she's still developing as a character. But right here, we're not seeing it, right? She is scared, bro. She is scared out of her mind. So she starts fidgeting around with stuff, right? And she picks up her pen and she notices like a little attachment on it that Yamabuki got her. This kind of reassures her that everything's gonna be okay because Yamabuki is like with her in spirit, I guess. But yeah, this gives her the confidence to perform on the exam. And she steps up and surprises the judges. She locked in, she stepped up to the plate and performed when it mattered. And that's Shinobu for you, right? She has all this ability and all this talent, but just has trouble coming to terms with it on her own. But the thing is that Shinobu's goal isn't here, right? It's way down the line. So this is just a stepping stone. This is a hurdle she must cross in order to fulfill her dream, because she wants to be an announcer, right? So her voice has to reach all of Japan. She cannot end here, right? But yeah, basically we just need a little push. And that's kind of what we got throughout her little arc, right? She was kind of forced into a more uncomfortable position where she saw that she had to step up, right? And she did. Not too much to really say about Shinobu this chapter. She just performed, right? Basically, we never got Nene's perspective of her doing her little promotional exam because we've been mostly focused on Shinobu, right? This whole acting class was for Shinobu, so it's like, makes the most sense why we would get it for her. And Nene's just a background character yet again, bro. It's like, she can never win. But honestly, I don't know if I want her to win, dude. So yeah, a few days later, after the promotional exam, Yamabuki told the girls just to go meet up in the club room to discuss the results, and that they shouldn't open the note, like they shouldn't open the letter if they passed or failed before then, because they were gonna have like a little celebration. Even though we didn't get like Nene's perspective, she's also still nervous about the results, if she passed or not, and so is Shinobu. But basically Yamabuki, he's like, no wasting time. He goes and opens his letter and he's like, oh, I passed, okay. And then he's like, oh, now it's y'all's turn. You know, the girls are just having the little back and forth with Yamabuki because they are stressed. He wasn't really, because it's like he's a Yamabuki or whatever. So he's not gonna be like that. But yeah, the girls are stressing, but they eventually end up opening it, right? And to their surprise, both of them passed. I don't know what this indicates for the rest of the series, because, you know, both of them, they want to keep continuing and going into like professional work, right? So they're gonna have to keep going to this school. So I guess we're still gonna get more of the school, but probably just less so. The only thing I'm concerned about is, well, not concerned, but just I'm wondering about is Yamabuki, because he also passed, right? So like, what is he gonna do? Is he just gonna stay in the school and then we're just gonna continue on with the story? Or is he just gonna drop out? Because that was my original thing. I thought, oh, he's just gonna drop out if he passes, but it doesn't look like that's gonna be the case. But basically, once both of them get their letters of acceptance, Yamabuki goes and hugs them, because even though he isn't showing it in his face, he's relieved, right? He's very relieved, because he wasn't preying on their downfall, but he was not the most confident that they would both pass, right? Especially Shinobu. You know, this is a new action that from Yamabuki that we haven't seen throughout the series. His sign of affection. It's not in like a loving sense. Well, it is, but not in like a romantic sense. You know, he says he does this with like his little sister, so excuse him, right? And forget that it happened. I mean, really for the rest of the chapter, we're just kind of going back and forth between the girls and Yamabuki and just bantering about like what would have happened if they failed and all that stuff. Yamabuki, you know, like the first sign that he made was a consolation party, you know, so if they failed, and then he wrote like a celebration party on top of that in paper. But yeah, it's basically just classic Mayonaka banter. Honestly, not too much plot is really happening here, just kind of interactions between the characters. But what we do get is nearing the end of the chapter, right, is Shinobu being assertive. Another Shinobu dub, right? She cannot catch L's, right? She's literally best girl. What she's saying is like, oh, we worked so hard and we haven't received praise yet. And then Yamabuki's like, what are you talking about? I just gave you praise. I hugged you guys both. And I was saying how, glad and happy I am that you guys passed, right? But then Shinobu's like, well, you told us to forget about that, so we forgot about it. So she's asking for some more praise. Dude, Shinobu, like, can flip very quickly. I don't know, I like her character design, I really do. A very fun character. And Nene is just kind of botting out, dude. I don't know how else to describe it. Basically, Yamabuki is kind of forced to hug them again and give them some more praise. And that's kind of where we end the chapter off. This one was definitely shorter of a chapter. There wasn't really much to cover, man. I mean, they kind of just breezed through the promotional exam, and then we got the results, and that was kind of the chapter, right? There wasn't too much drama in the story. I guess we could theorize, like, Shinobu is now the closest girl to Yamabuki, but, you know, usually the person that's winning in the beginning does not tend to end in the, end out being, I can't talk, Jesus. But you know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying. Shinobu stock's gonna plummet soon, I think. Yeah, I mean, going on with the series, I don't really know what we're gonna cover. Maybe we go back to Rika and her making music, because it was, if I remember correctly, it was Rika and Iko, they were making like a song together. So maybe they're gonna go back and we're gonna finish off that little arc. That would probably be like the best thing to do now. But yeah, man, I mean, it was a good chapter. It was just not too much to cover. Not too much really happened here. But yeah, good nonetheless.
I run away, spinning the world with you.